obviously, Brad went down in the game against Iowa a few weeks ago, and I was just kind of thinking. I mean, it was obviously bittersweet. It was bittersweet. Sad to see him go down. It's like look at him as like a big brother to me, but it's an opportunity, and I just decided, it's time to go to work. So I was ready. And
how challenging was that? Just this past week, it's just your second start, and now you've got to deal with these crazy weather conditions.
Northwestern, yeah, that game was definitely a challenge for sure. That was the worst conditions I've ever had to deal with in my life and my career, just snapping in general and football in general. Being from Florida, we have, pretty crazy storm, crazy lightning and all that nature. But when that happens, a lot of time we don't play through that, or we don't get that crazy wind. We don't get that, 30-mile-an-hour plus wind that we had in Northwestern. And, to perform and just to get the job done in that game, it felt like just a great accomplishment just to do it with my brothers. And, it was obviously a hard-fought game. The wind was horrible. It was really bad conditions, but we were able to, seal the win, and it was just awesome to do it with my team, my brothers.
How does that affect your snaps? Is there things you have to do to adjust for the wind?
I wouldn't say the wind as much, but the rain for sure. The rain, it wasn't crazy severe, but it was constant and continuous, and that definitely made it more difficult for sure to do my job. But just get the job done and focus on your job. Do your job. That's what we say here all the time, every day, especially on game day. Do your job. Got a big sign in our team meal room, day of the game and night before the game. Do your job, and that's what I went to go do that day, was do my job. Right. Brad's awesome. I give him a lot of credit for preparing me for the game against Penn State. Brad's helped a lot with my mental game and physical game. Mental, just because being a specialist is basically all mental. When you're at this level in college football, being a specialist, you know what you got to do. You know your technique. You know kind of your formula on how to do what you have to do. But when you get to this level, it's all mental. And Brad's done it. Brad played the national championship game. Brad's played bowl games, obviously, Big Ten championship games, and he's been tremendous with my development and the game mentally, because being a specialist, I would say it is at least 85% mental at the time.
What was your comfort level with Jesse and
Love those guys. Those are probably two of my closest friends here. Noah, obviously he's very close to where I am back home. Also being from Tampa boy. Just great guys. Love them so much. So yeah.
what have they done to help you in this process?
A lot of it is mental, like I just said. Just kind of always being there for me. They're good dudes, good friends of mine, and super encouraging. Even not that a lot of the time in practice stuff goes wrong, but if operation were to go wrong, they're always there for me. They always kind of just correct me and make sure I'm doing what I got to do.
Has there been like a surreal moment at all these first few weeks where it's like hit you like, wow, the long happened for Ohio State now?
Definitely against Penn State for sure. When I was running down the field, made that tackle, running back to the sideline, everybody's going crazy for me, and it's just like kind of hit me. It's like, wow, I played for Ohio State, and I just made a tackle at Penn State. But I just can't thank my teammates and coaches enough. I love my teammates, love my coaches. Just amazing atmosphere, amazing team to be a part of.
What was it that made you the decision coming out of high school to come here and play in Ohio State?
Right. I was obviously, a preferred walk-on, and part of my dad's family is from Cleveland, so kind of growing up, I was part of my family was Buckeye family, and I had really two options to go play college football in high school. It was University of Kansas and The Ohio State University, and after Ohio State giving me an opportunity, there's no way I could pass it up. It was almost like a dream come true.
Who's the first person to greet you and celebrate with you on the sidelines after you made that tackle? Do you remember?
Man, it was such a surreal moment. It almost felt like a dream. I mean, that whole game it felt like I was in a movie. But I mean, just all my guys in my unit that were there. I definitely remember Mike O'Shaughnessy jumping on me, and Jesse was there, and Noah, and Jaden, and Max and Monica. They're all so happy for me, and I just can't thank them enough for all their support. It's awesome.
Mason, when Bradley got hurt in the middle of that game, and all of a sudden they call your name, were you going, oh, what? I mean, what was your reaction to suddenly being thrust into a game?
I would say I was kind of sad to see Brad go down, but there was a switch in my mind that just said, let's go. It's time to go to work. So that's what I did.
Were you ready? I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Had you been to the backup long snappers practice? I mean, warm up on the sideline all the time. I don't always watch that, but were you ready to go, so to speak?
I would say I was ready. I was definitely, making sure I was getting reps in the net and making sure I was loose. But in that moment, I was ready to go.
Yeah. And last thing, how remarkable was Jesse Mirko's performance last week? I mean, you're down there, you're snapping the balls, the ring's blown into your face when you're going against the wind, blah blah blah. But put that in perspective.
Yeah, I mean, for Jesse to go out and perform the way he did in that condition is unbelievable. I mean, he's so great at what he does, and he puts our team in such a good position in the kicking game, and I sometimes call him like a wizard or a magician, just the way he kicks the ball. Not a lot of people can do that, so I think he's remarkable.
In those conditions too, was the quality thump still there? Could you still hear the thump of the ball sound like it has? You know what I mean? That is the barometer,
He's definitely in that game. He was kicking the crap out of that ball for sure, because you had to. Because there's so much force going against it. You had to. Yeah.
Did you play before you came to Ohio State in high school ball? What other positions did you play? Did you do anything else other than
So in high school, I was primarily I played center, because for the high school team, not a lot of kids could shotgun snap, so I was kind of the only kid that could do that. But no, I kind of took center as my position. I was a wrestler all my life, so playing center, I was able to excel at that position and do well when I was in high school.
Did you look at playing center in college, or were you strictly snapping?
Yeah, I would say just long snapping I would kind of focus more on, just going to camps and whatnot, and going to different training camps, and definitely wanted to be a specialist at the next level for sure.
I know you were very successful as a wrestler in high school. How has that helped you on the football field?
I feel like wrestling has kind of prepared myself for any hardships or struggles in my life, because I mean, there's a saying from a famous Iowa Hawkeye coach, Dan Gable is his name. He said, once you do wrestling, everything else in life is easy. And I do believe that, because in wrestling there is such a mental game is crazy, because you're out there on the mat by yourself competing against one other guy. Everybody else is watching, especially if you're in the finals of a tournament. There's spotlight right on you, and I relate that a lot to being a specialist. I mean, I'm out there, I'm holding the ball, and eyes are on. So I feel like wrestling has prepared me so much to be a specialist. Good.
Thanks, Mason.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Anything else for Mason? All right, you're good.
Good.
Thanks,
Sure.
Mason.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.